In the short term, if I talk from a Scottish context, I can see that there will be more power devolved to the schools as opposed to the local authorities. I think schools will have more money to spend themselves. I think that there will be budget cuts inevitably across the board. So, yeah, I think it's going to be difficult times, which is even why it's more important to think about how technology can enable you to get more bang for your buck and do more for less, really. And it is possible. There's a good news story there. For example, I know of one local authority that's going to reduce the hours of the school day by half a day. So actually, when you think about that, particularly in a secondary context, actually, could you use technology for supporting anytime, anywhere learning, so that if they are in a school, and I don't think technology will ever replace school, I think we need to have the opportunity to be social, to be interacting with each other for active learning, directed by the teacher. So all of those opportunities to really understand what it feels like to be part of a community, and I think that's really important, and those skills and senses are more important than ever before. So in terms of technology, I think that we'll see that technology will enable the kind of distance learning opportunities, to join in courses that maybe were not available to you before, but also to collaborate in real time, but also other tools like video conferencing and how they all knit together. So I think technology can actually help us by saving budgets and the access to technology instead of the kind of expensive models that we've seen in schools where you have to pay lots of money for software, that actually client or consumer-based technology is in your hands and you can access all your stuff anyway. So yeah, I think that it's actually a good news story. I'm quite positive about things, and I don't see how we can do away with schools as a physical kind of entity, because we need that interaction more than ever. My role has been quite different in that I'm not a classroom teacher. My background is youth culture and understanding youth culture, and I actually started out as a youth and community worker, and then I specialised in education and the inclusion aspects and health impacts, and making sure that we actually were providing learning experiences that were culturally relevant for kids in terms of what was right. I've had to manage a lot of change. So in order to help that process, I've had to have some quite inspirational people around me and help me and pick me up. And my biggest inspiration is a guy called Ollie Bray, and he has given me some of the best advice that I've ever had. And in managing change and taking things forward, you have to try and convince people or help people understand that technology can actually be a force for good, and that it can help things and improve learning and teaching and be culturally relevant for kids. And he said, you'll never win the war, or you'll never win every battle, but you can outflank them. And I think that was the best bit of advice I was ever given. I'm really enjoying seeing all the new technologies that are out there and the virtual reality. I'm loving seeing all the... I'm loving the way that actually the industry has listened to teachers, they've listened to educators, they've listened to what young people want. And I carried out a survey a few years ago, which was, what would be this magical device? If you can invent one, they're now available. And that is something that's light and portable and boots up quickly, and it's got a back-facing camera, and it's got touch screen, and you can use peripherals with it, and it lasts a long time. And you think, wow, they listened to our feedback. That's what's impressed me. There are things out there that are actually really, really good tools, not kind of corporate tools that have been edified.